Because beds can get boring, here are 7 sex positions to try on your favorite chair. Many of us have pretty binary ideas about where we have sex. Either we do it somewhere extremely risque, or we have sex in our bedrooms. Although there is a large gap between those two extremes, we rarely stray into it. It's unfortunate because that middle ground practically begs to be investigated. What would be a good place to begin? Utilizing a sturdy chair you have in your home. Yes, there are many chair sex positions available, and they don't require much of you. You don't need to take any difficult actions or run the risk of being discovered. Simply move to a slightly different area of your home to make your sexual routine a little more exciting. The genre of chair sex positions is similarly broad and diverse to all others. Because there are many ways to perform it while sitting in a chair. Chair sex can be cozy and private. Chair sex that is risky and acrobatic is possible. You can engage in discreet, slouchy chair sex. You can be vivacious, devoted, combative, relaxed, and all shades of gray in between. The emotional and experiential range of chair sex is identical to that of other forms of sex. Because, well, it's just sexual activity that just so happens to be happening on a chair. What's lovely? Although chair sex is neither uncommon nor exclusive, it nonetheless feels enjoyable, thrilling, and special. It differs from the norm nonetheless. The experience of chair sex serves as a helpful reminder that we don't necessarily need to travel great distances or spend astronomical sums of money to experience the thrill of adventure, although you can buy some stylish furniture that is especially sexy. We can easily discover a new way to use a space in our house. While it may not be a true vacation, it is at least a small escape that is sure to be a ton of fun. Armchair Lotus. The armchair lotus, which puts you face to face with your partner, is undoubtedly appreciated by those who enjoy cuddly sex positions. Requesting your partner to take a seat, ideally, a comfy one. Their butt should be in one chair corner, and their knees should be bent over the other chair corner so that they are sitting diagonally. When they arrive, you ought to ascend on top of them while facing them. With your legs on either side of their body, try to sit in their lap. You should be able to drape your legs over one of the chair's arms because they are seated diagonally. Your partner can then encircle you with their arms, drawing you in. Additionally, you can grind both the front and the back until you find a beat that suits you. Bowstring. The bowstring works equally well on a desk chair, dining room chair, or even a couch, though it may feel best on an armchair. Sit down in the chair as you normally would begin. Your feet should be on the ground, and your knees should be bent. Invite your partner to kneel directly in front of the chair once you arrive. Their thighs ought to be touching your shins and they ought to be facing you. Your partner can then lift one of your legs and sling it over their shoulder from there. When they do, you can move forward and backward until you're comfortable by adjusting your position. You can also encircle one of their thighs with your other leg. Your partner should be able to move even closer to the chair at this point. They can lunge with one leg so that their knee is hugging the side of the chair and the side of your body while bringing one thigh, the one your leg is wrapped around, closer to the chair's legs. You too should be able to practice kisses, hugs, and penetration from this close embrace. Zeal. For those seeking exciting sex that doesn't require too much work, the zeal is a great position. Begin by requesting that your partner take a seat. Any chair will do as long as it is comfortable. Afterward, you should take a seat in their lap facing the same way they are, so that your back is grazing their chest. Your feet, or at the very least, your toes, should be touching the floor as you should be straddling their legs. Once you're there, you can grind forward and backward, or slide up and down, as you see fit by pressing your palms into your partner's lap and your toes into the ground. Your partner has two options. They can lean back and savor the feeling, or they can lean forward and kiss you profusely. And whenever you want to feel especially close to someone, you can lean your back against their chest. French kiss. The French kiss has a slightly deceptive name because it involves much more than just French kissing. Start by taking a typical seat in a comfortable armchair. After that, move forward until your butt is perched on the edge of the seat. Your knees should be fairly spread apart, and you can support yourself by placing your hands behind you. When you arrive, ask your companion to kneel before the chair with their backs to you. They should be positioned between your legs, but they might need to do a little straddling of their own to get close enough to you. Your knees may need to be higher, straddling your partner's hips. Their knees may need to touch each of the armchair's legs. You can pull each other close, wrap your arms around each other, and kiss each other as soon as you're both within reach. You can experiment with penetration as well. Cowgirl on a chair. As simple as chair sex positions get, cowgirl on the chair is where you do classic cowgirl on a chair. Start by asking your companion to occupy a chair in their usual manner. Any chair will do for this, but you might want to look for one that is wide-based and comfortable. Get on top of your partner once they are seated and straddle them. Your shins can rest on the outside of your partner's legs if the chair is wide enough for that. You might need to rest your feet and shins on your partner's thighs if the squeeze is tighter. Once you're there, you and your partner can both lean back or pull each other in close. You can continue to grind forward and backward or slide up and down as usual. Make sure the chair is sturdy enough to not tip over once events begin. 30. The 30th practically demands to be performed in a chair. To do so anywhere else would be to do it a disservice. Start by assuming your usual position in an armchair. Then, turn your body 90 degrees so that your legs are crossed over the other armrest of the chair and your head is resting on it. Attempt to relax. If necessary, grab a pillow. Invite your partner to come up to the side of the chair where your legs are once you've arrived. They ought to be standing with their upper body between your legs. They can then lean forward, resting their hands on either side of your shoulders, and stabilize themselves with their A for added mobility. They might also want to bend one of their legs so that it hugs the front of the chair. As soon as you both arrive, your partner should be standing over you and looking at you. They can either linger there and experiment with penetration, or they can quickly approach and kiss. And keep in mind that, if you want to, you can always move your hips up and down to increase the rhythm and the intensity. In situ wheelbarrow. The seated wheelbarrow is a chair sex position that necessitates some creativity and at least a modicum of acrobatics. To begin, request that your companion take a seat in a chair as they would typically do. Any chair could be used for this, though a cushioned armchair might be more comfortable. Sit on their lap when they arrive. Your back should be touching their chest, and you should be facing the same way they are. Then things start to get intriguing. Until you can touch the ground, slant forward. Once you get there, don't be shocked if your arms are working extremely hard and your chest is hanging between your partner's legs. Consider raising your legs off the floor and placing your feet and knees on the chair to increase your level of comfort. Your hands should still be firmly on the ground and your inner thighs should be hugging your partner's outer thighs. You can then grind forward and backward or slide up and down with a partner. Don't worry if you can only hold this position for a short period. You're a brave soul for even trying.